A sword family that dominates half of the world is the Runkendall family. A renowned sword family whose members are born with both a strong physique and exceptional talent has ruled over the world with overwhelming force. Combat, conquer, and control. These three virtues are the law of the jungle. That's the family that MC is born into. MC's name is Jin Runkendall, and he is the youngest son of the Runkendall family. In the selection ceremony, where each child's future is predicted, he selected the Patriarch's sword. He was a child destined to become the Patriarch, as he had thought that his future would only be full of success and fame. He had zero talent for swordsmanship. The others brushed off to say, "How can someone from the Runkendall family be of that louse?" He was called Runkendall's embarrassment and disgrace, someone far below the average in the Runkendall family, and the worst of the Runkendall. He was approached by his twin brothers, asking if he was swinging that useless wooden sword again. They asked where that special sword could be, as they wondered where the Barasada is. Why is he swinging the wooden sword? They kicked him down to bully him, making him fall, as they called him a useless bastard. MC tried to get his sword, but his hand was crushed down by his brother. They taunted him, saying, "Do you think studying a bit of swordsmanship theory would make him any less useless? This is why guys who are useless should never be given any chances. If chances are given to them, they fail to know their place and keep holding on to that hope." They crushed down the sword, and the notes to bits and pieces. MC cried out to say that they didn't need to do that, but the brother held him by his hair, asking if they were doing this for his sake, and why he was talking back. Is that what his nanny taught him to do? MC tried to say that Gilly had nothing to do with this. The brother smirked to say that they needed to teach him a lesson. After his brother's bullying of his pathetic, non-existent talent, he didn't care about them at all. He just needed to work hard, and if he worked hard, he would gradually receive recognition from his family and become a part of the Runkendall. That's what he truly believed. But one day, he was banished from the family. As he stood upon the gate in despair, he was told that since his efforts were commendable, they would spare his life. That was how he got banished from the family at the age of 25, and started wandering around aimlessly. That was around the time he met his master, and that's when he knew that he did have a talent. Not just that, the very thing his family considered taboo, magic, is what he had a talent for. 3 years after that, MC diligently carried out his research to connect the mana that existed in nature and the magician's mana to recover mana. As he was engulfed in black smoke, someone from behind asked for him. He introduced himself as Soldaret, the master of all shadows. He tells MC he would propose a contract to him as the god of shadows. If he made a contract with him, not only would he be able to use shadow energy, he would also be able to negate all curses. He noticed that his contractor seemed to have had a grudge held against him since childhood, as he hadn't been able to use his full potential due to a tribal curse. He elaborated that it was a curse known as Bladed Illusion, which suppresses talent for the blade. It must have been a terrible curse for a Runkendall. He says that it might have been the reason why he was so captivated by him. From this moment forth, no curses would be able to bring harm upon him anymore. Curse was dispelled. He said that all left for him is to become an extraordinary magic swordsman, and he would enjoy watching over him. The shadows moved out as MC took out his sword and used his sword skills. MC noticed that every time he picked up his sword, he was able to reach new heights. He thought that the sword was light, and it was like it didn't weigh anything at all. Felt like he was swinging his arms. The worst in the history of the Runkendall family. MC thought that his hard work had come to fruition. Far apart, a couple of soldiers were watching over him. The scene shifted as MC woke up injured, wondering where he was. His body felt heavy for some reason, as he was scrunched down by debris. He asked for help, thinking that he couldn't believe he died while sleeping. Was this because he was useless after all? Did he not have even a chance to use the magic and power of Soldaret that he finally obtained? If it was going to be like this, why was he given a chance? As he died, the scene shifted. MC found himself around the people in his family. He thought, what's going on? As he definitely died, his nanny asked to cheer him up. MC saw the sword Barasada in front of him. He realized that he was at the selection ceremony. He had returned to the past as the 1-year-old baby Jin Runkandel. He had picked the sword by chance in his previous life, but as MC touched Barasada, the surrounding family members couldn't believe that the youngest master had chosen the patriarch's sword. MC decided that in this life, would choose it intentionally. As the family members can't believe that the patriarch's sword has been chosen, Patriarch says that the youngest has selected Barasada, and the selection ceremony is over. He orders him to move the youngest to the Storm Castle. 6 years later, in the Storm Castle, it's heavily raining, and MC is in the library. He thinks that it has been 6 years since he came to the Storm Castle. According to the family rules, he has to stay locked in here until he's 10 years old, so he has 3 more years left. As he thinks that he is bored, he hears a scream outside. A maid is taken aback as she says that there is a dead bird in his room. MC realizes that the only ones who do this in the Storm Castle are his twin brothers. They laugh on the side as they say that it's too bad the maid found it first. One of them is Daytona, and the second one is Haytona. Both are his twins. They ask how their gift is, and if he is moved to tears. MC knows that those two would become notorious murderers once they became flag bearers, but brats who just turned 9 killed an innocent bird just to torment him. The twins taunt him, saying that he doesn't actually have to cry. They ask if the great man who has chosen the destiny of the patriarch will not even acknowledge the likes of him. They ask where he has left his Barasada. As Haituna lunges to punch him, MC stops it, saying to shut up. MC overwhelmingly penetrates him down, saying that he held it until now, but he can't take it anymore. He crunches him down, saying that from now on, it would be in their best interest to stay out of his sight as much as possible. From behind, Khan comes down. Khan asks what in the world had happened, for which MC says that they just started fighting and collapse. Khan thinks that, as expected of a Runkandel, even a child is furious. Khan says he understands and will take them to the doctor, which MC denies, saying that there's somewhere they need to go. He asks him to follow him. MC buries the bird and puts the twins alongside it. Khan asks if it's going to be okay to just leave them here, as the rainstorm is going to get stronger soon. MC says that they need to be made aware of just what they have done, as he looks at him with fierce eyes. Khan abides by his orders. Khan thinks that force definitely wasn't normal, and he decides that he must report this to the patriarch as he leaves. MC sees all of this and thinks that he knew it. Khan is heading off to report to his father. Khan is their guardian knight. He is also an observer. Since that must have looked like magic in Khan's eyes, he surely couldn't just leave it be. Shadow energy is the proof of his contract with Soldaret, and thanks to this power, he found out that his contract with him is valid even in this life. Thanks to curse immunity, a perk of being Soldaret's contractor, he was able to avoid the bladed illusion. The dunce, Jin Runkandel, no longer exists. From now on, many things will differ from his previous life, and what's left now is meeting father. As Khan reports it to the Patriarch, Patriarch says that the youngest beat the Toon twins. He orders Khan to assemble the flag bearers, as he will have to go see the youngest. One of the brothers informs me that all 7 flag bearers of Runkandel and the 200 knights under them have been assembled. The Patriarch, along with MC's brothers and sisters, assembled as they moved on to depart for the Storm Castle. One of the sisters, namely Mary Runkandel, asks her brother Diffus if he knows anything. She asked Luna earlier, but she didn't think she knew either. Mary says that she was busy beating up some mages. Diffus says that the Tuna twins will be out of the Storm Castle by next year, so he doubts it would be about them. He asks, "Don't she think he is coming to see our youngest?" As he chose the Patriarch's sword during the selection, Mary realizes, saying, "Right, he did, but would that alone be enough reason for him to come back?" Diffus says that there is no way they will know what father is thinking. Luna asks them to keep quiet. Mary thinks that father went as far as coming back to see him personally and wonders if he is really that useful. The scene shifts as Gilly is dressing up MC, saying that the Patriarch is coming to see them. Maybe he's coming to see his children, for which MC thinks that Khan must have told father everything. Khan is a rather inflexible person, so he wouldn't have drawn the conclusion that he was using magic. He probably reported everything exactly as he saw it. The youngest son used a power that wasn't magic or aura. Father is coming back to check what that power would be and to see if that power or he could be an asset for the future and prosperity of the clan. As the patriarch enters the gate, he is bowed to by numerous soldiers. He orders the soldiers to bring the tuna twins. He asks them if he heard they got into an altercation with MC, and what was their fault was in the altercation. They excuse themselves, saying that they have no fault. Jin was the one who hurt them with an unknown power. It was an aura, and it looked like magic. They whisper, saying that magic is forbidden. They try to put the blame on MC, saying that they should interrogate him before he hides his tracks. Their father asks them to etch this into their hearts. They will not be able to survive in the Runcandle family like that. He stares at them as he orders them to bring MC. MC, seeing the twins, thinks that his father, Chiron Runcandle, is far stronger and colder than anyone he has ever known, the strongest there is in this era with the status of demigod. A Genesis Knight who once was no different from ordinary people. After he attained the status of demigod, he lost almost all of his human emotions and became an existence with nothing left to him but his obsession with the family and its prosperity. As someone with no talent for swordsmanship, to his father, he may as well not have existed. But this time is different. In this life, he will make sure that no one will be able to disregard him. As he opens the door to enter the hall, he bows down to greet the patriarch. Chiron asks why he called him patriarch and not father, for which MC says that his brothers and sisters and the guardian knights, over 100 members of the clan, visited today. Because of that, he concluded that his visit must be an official one. That is why he chose to refer to him in that way. Chiron says that is a satisfying answer. He tells him that he has visited the castle for a different reason today, so he should refer to him as father for now. He asks him the same question that he asked his brothers. What wrong did his brothers commit in his altercation? MC says that it's revenge, and if one is a member of the Runcandle family, they must always return what they have been given, whether that be grace or resentment. Chiron takes a brief pause, asking everyone except the youngest in the room to leave. The soldiers think that the youngest son has passed the patriarch's test. MC's mother asks them not to just stand around, as it's the patriarch's order. As they move out, Mary thinks that a one-on-one talk with father and the little guy is not that bad. Chiron says that he sent everyone away because he has a few questions only for him. The Tuna twins mention that he used a special power. The Runcandles strictly forbid the usage of magic, because one isn't able to achieve the pinnacle of swordsmanship. They train in magic. What is the power that he is using? If it were magic, he would not allow this to pass lightly. MC says that as long as father knows about this power, he won't ignore it. As MC says, he is not sure about what this power is. It is neither magical nor aura, so he was wondering what to call it. If he doesn't mind, he would like him to bestow a name upon it. Chiron gets a flinch, as this is the power that the Runcandle's founder possessed. It's shadow energy. Chiron thinks that this might mean that the child is destined to be the head of the family. Chiron says that it's right. That is the power of Soldaret, the god of shadows. He elaborates that Soldaret made a contract with the founder of the Runcandle family, Lord Tamar, and is the god who helped find their family. But since Lord Tamar passed away, Soldaret has not appeared before the Runcandles. He doesn't know the reason for that, but it seems Soldaret is trying to return to the Runcandles through MC. MC asks if he's curious about one thing. That person, the god Soldaret, is he stronger than him? Chiron thinks about it and says that he doesn't know since he has never fought a god before. MC is taken aback, thinking that it truly is what the strongest man on earth would say. Chiron, while patting MC, says that it was a good question. His innocent question has become a topic of great interest to him, and he thinks that coming to see him today was a good decision. He asks one question in return. How does MC want to use that shadow power? MC says that he wants to use this power for the sake of the family. Chiron laughs at saying what an amusing lie it is. He reminds MC that he beat down his older brothers, abandoned them in the storm, and now claims he wants to use that power for the family. He tells MC to tell his father the truth. MC grits his fist, thinking that, as expected, father isn't going to let this go easily. He says that he wants to use this power for himself. Chiron says that he likes it and will keep a close eye on him from now on. As Chiron leaves, MC relaxes, as his knees were shaking. He thinks that he got through that safely. Attaining the right to use shadow energy freely is more than enough. But to think that father has expectations of him too is better than he expected. He remembers the lower gaze of Chiron in his past life, and thinks that this life really is completely different from his previous one. As they are departing, his sister Mary gives him a tiffin box, saying it's a special present from his older sister. She tells him to boil it well, eat it all, and get stronger quickly. MC wonders what it is. After some time, as they open it, MC realizes that it's a phoenix's heart. He is in disbelief that Mary would give this to a 7-year-old child. Mary, a 6-star knight and the 7th flag bearer of the Runkandel family, is known as Wind Fury Mary. She also has another name that isn't well known, the Mad Woman of the South. The reason why his battle-crazed sister gave him something this precious is obvious: to tell him to hurry up and get strong so he can be her opponent. MC thinks that if eaten at a young age, one will not only become resistant to fire, but it's also an elixir that promotes growth. He realizes that a phoenix's heart was required for a 6-star mage to summon a phoenix safely in his previous life. In this life, he might even be able to summon a phoenix with his own hands. Gilly comes to serve it, saying that young lady Mary gave him such a great gift and he should please eat it before it gets cold. MC says yes, but before that, as his older brothers are drooling beside him, he asks them if they have something to say, and to say it quickly. They hesitated, saying that it looked like it was too much for him to eat. MC asks if they want to eat it that badly. As they start the nodding engine, MC says he would like them to do him a favor. The scene shifts as the twins are cursing out MC, saying that there's nothing here and why are they doing this. They wonder what would happen to them if someone found out that they dug this out. They say that they just need to eat the soup. They discuss the fact that the youngest is a little scary. The vibrations are going into a capsule-like structure, where a person is in slumber. The scene shifts as the twin brothers enter the hall. MC greets them, saying that they got there rather quickly. The twins tell him to shut up, saying they did as he asked, and ask him to hand over the soup. MC says that he already put it on the table over there. They are shocked to see 2 teaspoons of phoenix soup. They grit their teeth to hold their anger, saying that it's too small. MC replies that he said he would give them some, but never specified how much. Though he kept his promise and asked them to enjoy it. The scene shifts as MC reaches down the tunnel. He thinks that he thought they would do a half-hearted job. They actually did pretty well. For this thickness, he thinks 1-star magic should suffice. He was getting rather frustrated because his mana was building up with nothing to use it on. He casts a magic spell on it. MC says that he's finally here, the Runkandel's secret library. He never got a chance to come here in his previous life, so it feels weird for him to be here. He remembers his older brother saying that he needed to say a trigger phrase. He says, Runkandel's family is here to console Murakhan, and the door opened. The Runkandel's secret library is where the family stored their secret tomes, and entry is only permitted to the flag bearers of the family. He thinks that there was no point in him knowing about this place since he wasn't a flag bearer, but it turned out to be a great help. MC approaches a capsule to see a man captive there, in deep slumber. He realizes it's not a human and wonders why such a thing is here. He realizes it's the Black Dragon, Murakhan. He had heard that the Black Dragon Moran was defeated by the founder and went into a deep slumber. He couldn't believe that the legend was true. He thinks that he doesn't have time for this and looks for the secret tomes. As he moves out, Murakhan's fingers flicker slightly. MC thinks that there are secret tomes from all kinds of families here, and he will start off with the Kundan families since they were also a famous Swordmaster family. He thinks it's pretty difficult, considering it's a 3-star magic theory. He would like to take them with him, but would get caught if he did that. So he decides to copy them every time he comes here. Days pass as MC continues to live and learning. One day, he feels a presence and thinks that no one from the storm castle would possibly enter. As he moves to the door, a scary person asks MC who he is. MC realizes it's Murakhan and wonders why Murakhan is alive, as he has never heard of Murakhan awakening in his past life. MC calms himself down, thinking that since Murakhan is their family's guardian dragon, maybe he will let him go if he shows respect and acts like a little child. MC greets him as the family's guardian. But Murakhan gets furiously angry, screaming that MC called him a mere guardian, and how dare the Run Candles teach their children that. Murakhan relaxes, thinking that he got caught up because he smelled something good, but all he can see is a child. Murakhan smells MC, saying that he can smell shadow energy upon him. He says that even though he's been asleep for the past 1,000 years, he can still remember that scent clearly. This distinct smell of shadow energy should only come from those under a contract like Temar. MC realizes that the reason Murakhan woke up is because of his shadow energy. MC thinks that he should test something out. He demonstrates his shadow energy, saying that his father told him this power is from the god of shadow, Soldaret. This petrifies Murakhan, can't believe it, and asks if Soldaret is serious, wondering if this little child is the contractor after the 1,000 years that he promised. After a brief pause, Murakhan tells MC that he actually made a promise with Soldaret, and it seems that MC is the person who needs to cooperate with him to keep the promise. He says he will fill MC in on the details later. But for now, he just woke up, but he can't think straight. He doesn't think MC will understand since he's too young, but he should at least introduce himself formally to Soldaret's contractor. Murakhan introduces himself as Soldaret's representative, his friend, and the last descendant of the first being created from shadows. He engulfs himself in black shadow, saying that according to the 1,000-year contract, from now on, he will be by MC's side. Soldaret transforms into a gigantic dragon and asks MC to state his name as Soldaret's contractor. MC introduces himself as Jin Runkandel, the 13th and youngest child of the Runkandel family.